Hi, welcome back. This is Sue and David talking relationships. And so today we're going to talk about, so we've talked about before in other in other videos of being together and developing each other and so forth. So today we're going to talk a bit about differentiation in how you can be that, have a strong sense of yourself but still be in that relationship. So
Yeah, we sometimes tend to assume that being together means being incredibly close in each other's pockets, sharing all the same ideas, values, beliefs, enjoying all the same activities and musical tastes, and which we might get into in a minute, and all of that kind of stuff. But in fact, that's kind of boring because you don't really want to date yourself. You know, it's not the science fiction thing of
no. No, that's sort of true, and I think that's where that differences in being, and I think you are drawn to someone because of the differences that they bring into your life. So a lot of people might sort of get married and think that they have to do everything that their partner likes, be the person that their partner wants them to be. And so somewhere along the way you start losing your identity on who you are, and that's very destructive in terms of that's not relationship.
And I think from both directions that comes out of insecurity. So the person who completely loses themselves and submerges themselves and disappears is insecure and needy and needs a relationship. And the person who needs that on the part of their partner, the person who wants to dominate, who wants to control, who wants the marriage or the relationship to be built in their image, is also insecure.
Yes.
Because they need that sort of reassurance.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
So being really secure means that you can be different and
enjoy that difference and exalt that difference and
and spend time apart and enjoy it, and then enjoy your time back together even more, and because you've got something interesting to talk about, you've done something different and so on.
Because I think, and we sort of talk about, and the two words you'll sort of hear in my courses that I do in couple relationships is the words sort of differentiation and emotionally fused. And what you were talking about just then is that emotionally fused is that you're so fused together that you don't, there is
really
almost
not two separate people in a way.
Yeah, it's just this one person, and that's not healthy. That's not healthy at all in terms of, and it's not good for you, and it's not good for your relationship. But also, you've got to sort of think that this is your life. You've got one chance at it. So I heard a saying today. It sort of said, "Live your life by design, not by default." So even if you're married, you don't have to become a mini partner, a mini partner.
Yeah, and this is where we see a lot of the divorces, because people suddenly wake up one day and say, "Who am I?"
Yes.
And suddenly decide that they need to create a separate identity.
And with that, in terms of that, it's almost if you've got this emotionally fused sort of model of thinking, or this insecurity, or whatever it is, it's like having a filter come sort of down over your face, and every time you interact with your partner, your kids, your best friend, whatever it is, if you have this coming from this needs based, then you're always looking for the words of how they can fulfill your needy cup, and so therefore you then really miss what they are doing and how they are contributing to you. And so we kind of get rid of this filter. So what does sort of differentiation then like? What's the...
So yeah, I mean, the notion of differentiation is that the two of you are separate individuals. You have your own likes, tastes, interests, beliefs, values, and so on. And that actually drives a passionate relationship, because it's the two of you coming together around those differences. To use a science analogy, the bigger the voltage difference between the two, the more power there is, So that knowing who you are in yourself, being secure in yourself, having your own tastes and interests and ideas.
And your own life.
Yeah, and your own life, your own friends, and being able to then bring that to the relationship is more powerful than just trying to
Yeah.
be one, because it just doesn't really work.
Yeah, because then it's like, because as you develop and grow and have this self-development growth with sort of other people and other influences, and then sort of bring that back into your relationship, it's then like a virtuous cycle of being better, and then you then help support your partner, then they become better, and then they become better, and you bring in this virtuous cycle back in. And then but if it's sort of the emotionally fused things, it's the vicious cycle of going, spiraling down, and you don't want that. So, sort of.
Yeah, well, I mean, musical taste is one of the illustrations in our relationship that we tend to share YouTube accounts, and Sue watches lots and lots of judgings from Britain's Got Talent and all of those kind of things, and her musical style is big divas doing big vocal performances. That's pretty much fair, I think.
Yeah.
Whereas my musical style pretty much is technical death metal, which I doubt that you've even heard, and if you did, you probably ran screaming. It's very complex, very extreme, very radical music, and I love it and go to lots of gigs and enjoy that. And that's a thing that I enjoy separately and not together.
Yes.
And that's
yes.
okay. That particular interest is something that we don't share, but there's lots of interests we do share, and we go out for dinner lots, and we see movies, and we have slightly different tastes in movies. So sometimes we go separately, and sometimes we go together, and so on. And that's all okay. That's all good.
And that's it. And it's all okay. So how you live, and being able to, not the word sort of give permission, but being able to just recognise those differences, and then know that you're coming back together, know that you're bringing sort of this virtuousness into your relationship, and making it better, and making it shared, and that's kind of what you want. So I hope you've enjoyed today. So this is Sue and David signing off, and we'll catch you next time.